Okay, welcome everyone. So this is part one of coding this sort of live stream series. We're going to be coding Tic-Tac-Toe, and I'm going to be starting off with C programming. This I've got no sort of plan, like nothing being planned for in terms of code, in terms of what to do, other than we're going to do Tic-Tac-Toe in C, port it to C++ once it's done in C, and then use that base in C++ to make it in SFML for it to be a cool series, and maybe doing other ones like this as well. It's been a little while since I've done live streams. Just making sure everything is working. Everything seems to be working. So obviously I've got the chat open on other screens. Feel free to let me know. Making sure Twitch is working. Twitch seems to be a bit dodgy right now. I can't see the chat on Twitch. I'm sure if someone messages me, I will see the chat. Okay, that is fine. I'll leave that as is, and now we can begin. So, first of all, I'm gonna open up Visual Studio Code. I will be using VS Code for this. I mean, I'm not even gonna worry about SFML at this stage with VS Code. Let me just worry about C. So, first of all, let me remove this project. Let me open up a new one, new window. And I'm going to open folder, and I'll create it on the desktop, and I will call it, what should I call it? Tic-Tac-Toe. Tic-Tac-Toe. And let's create a new file. Call this main.c. Yes, I'm trying to think. Hash include stdio.h int main return 0 to a printf. Let's put hello. Make sure that is working. See if that can build it. Try to remember. Port. Run code. Yes, okay, that works good. So now with Tic-Tac-Toe, let's actually literally just bring up a simple game of Tic-Tac-Toe. Tic-Tac-Toe. Okay, sweet. So if we put in that there, they have a go. I put that there. And no one wins. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Obviously, we're not doing any visual side on this little reminder of Tic-Tac-Toe. No visual side right now because it's only in C, and when we get ported to C++, we'll be doing the visual side. And right now, we're just going to be doing it all in console. So first of all, let's just get like a grid kind of printed out. And like the grid we would want to be something along the lines of something like X, exclamations, say circle, put it all uppercase, and I'm just gonna put random ones in. Probably just have underscores as well, just to separate it out a little bit, and like so. And let's do X. Oh, I mean, technically they've won at this point, but I will complete it off. They've won doubly at this point. Okay, so that's the overall format that we want it to be. And let me copy that, put that in code. First of all, let's just put it line by line, and then we'll split it up. Okay, so we should be good to go. We need a new line character. I'm gonna printf. I'll just do it separately. \n. Just need it at the end of each one, like so. Okay, so that's the format so far. And now what we're going to do effectively is create grid spaces. So we're going to create an array. I'm going to say it's called a bool array. C doesn't have boolean, does it? I want to say it doesn't. This is one thing, because when you don't do C that much and then you just mainly do C++ for main projects, you go to C and it's like, oh, I'll just do this, because you just kind of think that, oh, C will just have it. Again, I'm not 100% sure. Does it have it? Yeah, there. Wait, it's a separate header. Okay, that's fine. It seems pretty straightforward. Same as the C++ version. Wrong place. And now we're going to say bool grid. Now, why would it be? Nah, it wouldn't be a bool per se. No, I'll leave that in there because I'm probably going to need a boolean anyway at some point. And is Twitch working or not? Connor said, I don't know what that means. That hello. Interesting. Oh, hi Connor. Hi Vikas. You're not seems to be using your usual keyboard. I mean, I think I know what you mean by that. What do you mean, Vikas? I'm looking up there with the cameras there. What do you mean, Vikas? I think I know what you mean by that. I'm not using my usual keyboard. Yeah, let me know what you mean by that, Vikas. And okay, yeah, so we'll put these as ints, because I guess there'll be 3 different types. You can have a circle, an X, or just empty. And we'll assign those values soon. Not just an int, we can have a short int. So let's make this efficient. We can just do a short int for this bad boy. Actually, what is smaller or bigger? Short int versus a character. Short int versus char C. Okay. Nope. So char is even more efficient. So I'm going to use char. And for this, we'll just say it's going to be a grid. So we'll call this grid. It's going to be 3 by 3. And let's say if we have naught, but standard is char is smaller. Yes, you're right, Connor. Standard char is smaller. Naught. We're gonna put so naught. Yeah, noughts and crosses. So naught as I guess. I mean, not that it matters. I'm gonna put x as x, and we're gonna put empty as just an empty, like a space. So what we'll say is by default, so we'll do a for loop, and we're gonna say by default we're gonna say for short int I less than 3, I equals 0 there, I less than 3, I plus plus. Okay, we're happy, we're good with that. Say grid, nope, we're gonna need a second for loop. J. How is everyone's day so far? I mean, Twitch seems to be very. I mean, saying that I'm streaming on Twitch, but then it's not showing anything per se. I mean, can somebody check out the Twitch live stream and have a look? It's. I don't know what the hell's going on with Twitch. I've had some dropped frames, so I'm gonna reduce the output from 10,000 kilobytes or kilobits to 7. That should be a lot better. Should probably get green on that on OBS at that point. Let's bear with me. And I think both are working fine. How are you going to handle click on console character? Oh, there's going to be no clicking. So what we're going to do, Vikas, is we'll have some sort of text-based menu that'll say, type in what grid space you want to do, like 1 space 1. We'll be strict with how you can do it. In C++, we'll abstract it out in a similar way, but you'll be object-oriented using C++. Then when we get onto SFML is when we actually have a click event. So just going through the process of how to create a game and how we can do it in terminal and how we can port it out to object-oriented programming and then how we can port that into an actual visual system. And then have, I guess, a UI as well, have menu systems, all that sort of stuff. Okay, so first of all, I want to sign space, and I'm gonna give this a run. Make sure it's still working. Yes, it is. And what we're gonna do now, %c, %c, %c. Let's say grid 0, 0, 0, grid so how we work in the grid, we're doing the first one as the row, then the next one as the column. Let's do that. So 0, 1, grid 0, 2, and we'll copy that, paste it here, paste it here, and the thing will change in here. Put that as a 1, put that as a 1, put that as a 1, put that as a 2, 2, 2. Save. If I give that a run, we should just I mean, that's a weird. I mean, I was hoping to get some spaces at least. Let me just see what happens if I put this number 7 in there. Does that actually? No. Okay, so that was stupid of me. Yes. Okay, so that's working the way we want it now. If I was to put X, we'll just get all X's. Boom, done. I mean, you know, it's in all X's. Looks pretty nice. I wonder how it looks in. Is that how you do that sort of more European character? That's interesting. I don't know what key I end up pressing for that, but okay. Okay, space. So now what we're going to do, get rid of that. Okay, so now that we've got, you know what, I'm going to do just a quick post of this on Twitter. On Twitter, and I'll share the Twitch as well. Stream. Okay, so now that we got this, now what we need to do is, let's say by default, well, let's abstract out some of this. Let's do some hash defines. I'm trying to think if C had enums. Yes. And we'll call it token. And we'll say E empty. But enums have to be, I mean, int. You know what? I'm going to change this to an int. I like the idea of this using the tokens. And then, no, I would like it to be, I mean, when I print it out, I could use if statements to be fair. Let's ignore that. Ignore that entirely. Put that the char and put hash define token space. Call it token underscore empty. The space underscore empty. I'm going to put this as an empty character. And this will be space underscore naught cross. And I'm going to put this as a naught and a cross. Make sure that still works in the same way. Yes, it is. Fantastic. Now, what we're going to say is put a message, printf, welcome to the ultimate Tic-Tac-Toe game. Printf in all the universe. And what I'm going to say, I'm just going to do some space in here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2. And let's see what that looks like. Welcome to the ultimate Tic-Tac-Toe game. See, I'll sort that other stuff out in a second. And what I'm going to do now, printf I'm going to do underscores probably. Let's give this a run. Okay, so it's, yeah, that don't look as good as I had hoped. Welcome to the ultimate Tic-Tac-Toe game in all the universe. Yes, there we go. So now what we're going to say is printf Put X backslash in there, and we are gonna say you are noughts. Just do one player for now. Do one player. You are noughts. Your enemy is cross. You are noughts. Crosses. Destroy them. Destroy them. What I would like to do is have it kind of, type out, slowly as, in old games, did like just like letter by letter. Oh, that'd be so badass. So you are noughts, your enemy is crosses, destroy them. And what we're gonna say is you are noughts, your enemy's crosses, destroy them, and now we can give some instructions on playing. I will not explain this game to you. If you are here, you already know. Already know the game. Printf. And we're going to say choose a grid space to place your soldier, your noughts soldier at to defend your territory. I'll give some instructions here. And then they would say choose the X location. How do you get input in C again? Your printf, you got. I forgot. C programming. I can only put Sonar Systems because we've got a bunch of tutorials on GitHub. I'm sure I've done input and I'll just use my tutorials. I find it's just no fluff and just get to the point. At least the tutorials do. When I'm talking, sometimes there can be a lot of fluff. I need to continue with this tutorial series, to be fair. And it was being basics. Get y'all. Scanf. C scanf versus get y'all. So get char probably be better. And we'll say char user input user input, and we shall say get char. I'm trying to think, do you just provide in here? I'm trying to think how it was done again. Was it user okay, so what we'll say, we'll print this out just to have a quick check. Put a 1 in front of them just so I can distinguish the stuff. User input. I want to put like capital Y. That's fine. That's working great. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, at this point, I guess what we do now, realistically, what we need to do now is a do while loop. We need to put this in a do while. While, and I'm going to have a game status. Now bool, I'll put it as char game status equals plain status, and let's do some hash defines. Status underscore plain. I guess we'll just put this as P. And this will be status underscore as 1. Put this as a W. As you know, lost as L. And then there's draw. I guess those are the only ones we have. Draw. That's D. Okay, so semicolon. And we're going to say while game status. And I like to use Yoda brackets. You will see this a lot on my tutorials. And we'll say status underscore playing, because otherwise you don't want to run this anymore. So we want to print this out. We want to get user input. I mean, at this point, really, probably start putting it into some sort of functions. Let me put this into a function. And say void print start message. Make it a const so it's not changing anything. And we'll literally just put all of this in there. I think that might be errors from up above. But like if I was to get rid of this and I was to put in here print start message, I guess, oh yeah, that's more just for classes, isn't it? That type of const. Okay, so we're all good with that. Okay, so what I need to do is undo it a little bit. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna say print start message. Okay, so what we're gonna do is look at line 38. Yes, there we go. Okay, so we get the location, and first of all, I'll abstract the out in a second. I just want to get it working first. Say if user input, if the user input is greater than or equal to 0, no, we want it as, we want to be able to cast it. Let me see what's the best way of getting a number in C from the console. Give me a second. I'm gonna open up a. I'll minimize this. I'll open up a new window. Gonna search for C get int from command line. That's what we want. It's just an integer. In all fairness, we don't even need to do that. If we just type in ASCII, we don't need to do any casting either. So we're not mathematically manipulating these numbers as far as now, as far as I'm aware. So, I mean, I find these ASCII tables also bad. Look at this one. Make sure this is correct. So 65 as A should be 97 as lowercase a. I'm happy with that. Okay, so the numbers start at 48 to 57. 48 to 57, 48 to 57, 48 to 57. Okay, so if you bear with me in a second, I'm just gonna quickly go and grab a snack, and then we'll probably do another 20 or so minutes on the live stream. Yeah, let's see where we get to. had this mini egg cake bar thing. They're all finished now. Yes, that was nice. Well, it was nice. There was only the one. Okay, so 0 to 9. So yes, between 0, 1, 2, and 3. So if user input, if it's greater than or equal to 48, and user input is less than or equal to 57, not 57, 48, this is the first three, 0, 1, 2, 48, 49, 50, 50, then what we're gonna just say is printf yay, and otherwise we're gonna printf nay. Nay, and Control Alt 10, give it a run. Okay, so if I say 0, it says yay. Okay. Then it's a nay. Very interesting. Let's say 2. Say 3. Okay, so why is it doing the double yay nay? Realistically, you should just wait till I've put in the next input. We ignore that for now. I'm just gonna put that as some BS error for now and say okay, so I'm gonna keep it real simple. I'm gonna say is if it, so if basically if this is not true, then that is something gone wrong, and we're gonna literally say incorrect value. Please try again. Incorrect value. Please input between 0. No, actually, let's do 1 and let's keep it as 1 and 1. Please input between 1 and 3. So we're not going to do that. We're going to say 49 and 51. Because behind the scenes, yet the array might be using 0, 1, and 2 for the indexing, but it doesn't mean the user input can't be 1, 2, and 3. That's fine. Need to make sure we -1 when we use it for indexing. Okay, so incorrect value, please input between 1 and 3. Please input between 1 and 3. Just put a \n and choose X location. Between 1 to 3, 1 and 3. You know what I'm gonna do? Void print grid instruction. I'm gonna have some sort of instruction for how to enter it for the grid. We're gonna have some basic instructions, I guess. Not a bad thing, otherwise I'm gonna forget myself. Okay, well that I want to put that into its own thing as a void print grid. Yeah, we're gonna have to pass stuff in for this. We'll deal with that now. Okay, so that's that fine. Okay, so that's moaning. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna have here the const reference to a, let's call it grid. Okay, don't know why that's moaning because it doesn't seem to be giving me any error. An unnamed parameter. It's not an unnamed parameter. Like if I was to do that, would that still be okay? Huh? You can pass by reference in. See, I know you can. So what's that moaning about now? Code. I don't get that far. I'll probably do with function. Pass by reference. And do you have to do it with an s? Okay, so you have to take it in as like a pointer, but you pass it in like that, and then to guess dereference it. Okay. BS everywhere. Guess. Okay, let me see. Okay, so I'm probably gonna have to do that. I'm only about this one as well. Okay, I forgot about how to pass in an array. See if I have this covered in here. Nope. Let me. Using that you can pass in an array without a pointer, but I don't want to pass it in by value. I want to pass it in by reference. So C programming pass array by, or does it automatically pass it in as a reference anyway? I remember there was something along those lines. Let's have a look. Ooh, did not know there was a method called that. Ooh, and is that gonna work? That'd be pretty awesome if it does. Save on. What's it gonna save on? Oh yeah, so first of all we need to get this up here. It passes it by reference. Can you show me the code that you're referring to? Ooh, what have I done? Okay, so let's get rid of that. And it's saying if I just put this and I put grid, and now I think you have to do it as, either way we needed to move this around. This to What do you mean it's the same as in you just pass it in? Is that what you're referring to? So if I just say int grid, as in like this, do I need to put keyword const here? Okay, so print grid instructions. So we want to print some grid instructions now. It'll be kind of similar to this, and ultimately we're going to put in here. We're printing the grid here with, for now, we're printing the grid here. Okay, so we're gonna say in the print grid instructions, we're gonna have, put this as empty, empty, and we don't need any of this. And what we're gonna say is printf. I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3. That's gonna refer to that. Then for the start, we'll say 1, 2, 3. I'm going to say please choose the row for this one. Please choose the row location. And we'll say print grid instructions. Why not just why not just put in instead of the number and instead of the character? I do not know what you mean. Are you talking about when we're getting the console input? Okay, what's happening here? So we print the start message, print the grid instruction. We're getting some character input. That's not incorrect value. I mean, yeah, that's not a bad idea as well, to be fair. That's actually a good idea. I like that. I like that a lot. It does make things a lot simpler. Yeah, sometimes you can just try and overcomplicate things. Just because, that's the way I would see it. And it's like, nope. Okay, so that's between 49 and so yeah, so it's between 1 and 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and you're between 49 and 57 then. Put y in a for loop, as in like this. So, yes, both of them. I mean, is there? I'm just trying to think. Is there any need for a for loop with this? Because I mean, it'll reduce the lines of code by probably one or two. Is there? I mean, at least with this, you just look at it, you visualize it. For now, I'm gonna skip the for loop with these two. I'll leave these as is. And what I want to do now, print grid instruction. Prints this. Yeah, what's he moaning about now? Well, then you could combine grid instruction and the other one together. I definitely could potentially. I was trying to think. You let me know what's the best way you think. Good day, Nick. Good day. You just tag in on at the end of the stream. I'm not going to go for that much longer. I'm going to wrap up, create the GitHub repository, commit it, because I want to do at least an hour. When I do these sessions, even if they're not every day, I want to do at least an hour. And it's been an hour now. Yeah, I have no idea what he's moaning about. Let me try something. What? Now this. It's stuck in an infinite loop for some reason. What about this do? I mean, I understand it would be loopy, but why? It's like we're trying to get character. Trying to get the character. I'm just gonna say broken. Nope, I'm gonna encourage me to do the stream more often. I don't actually write what's wrong with it. Now let's just start committing stuff to GitHub. I generally do not create repos via this, but you know what? I'm gonna try it. I generally just use. Okay, so I'm gonna call it Tic-Tac-Toe live stream. The all one word, or is it like that? I always like having a README. I prefer the unlicensed for stuff like this. Create a repo. Being a primary on Sonar System Discord server for 3 months. That's good to hear. How are you finding the server? Because I did install, improve the spam detection. So hopefully a lot of that has been fixed. And I am trying to interact with the community more and be more present in there. How have you found it? Like, what have you liked about it? What haven't you liked about it? What would you like to see next? So ultimately, we want to make that community the best community in the world. So tell me what we can do to make it better. Cool. First commit. We'll say grid displaying. I guess that's enough. Publish repo. Very helpful information, great community. Okay, that's good. Like, obviously, I'm not always on days. I gain a lot of help from other people as well that's on the community. How, like, what's the situation? Like I said, I want to make sure everyone is helping, taking care of each other. Sonar systems, repo. And also, what made you join the Discord group? Like, what was it specifically? So I can know what's getting people to join as well. Okay, that's all there. So feel free to have a look at, the code. So I'll stay on for a little bit longer. I'll just have a look at the chat. Okay. I've noticed that the members have been very helpful at solving each other's problems. Good to hear. Good to hear that the members are helping. Ultimately, there's only so much I can do. That is my ultimate goal, to not to have to go into it and help anyone out. Still will, but if like everyone just gets their problem solved or gets a response, has people been have the members been nice? Have they been friendly? Because I don't like other communities or the Reddit groups or the Discord groups and or the live stream people on there when they're just basically assholes and they're just not nice. And like you ask a question and they give you a sarky answer, and in that time they could just give you the actual answer. There doesn't the I think I sent you a friend request. Let's have a look. Ooh. The cable was not as long as I was expecting it to be. Still right. Good. I actually found your YouTube channel a year ago from your video on Dolphin Emulator. Which one was it? Was it the one for the Steam Deck? Was it one for like Windows, for Mac? Let me log in. I can't log in. I'm gonna need to reset some stuff. So first time that's ever happened. I'm gonna have to have a look at that afterwards. But yeah, okay. If you send me an invite, you did send me a recent. Because for the most part, I don't accept invites just because I've had a lot of spam come my way, and it hasn't been people that are just general community members just trying to sell me stuff, or some this crypto pump and the all this BS. But when I know it's someone from the community that seems to be active and enjoying the community, I'm happy to accept the invite. So if I've sent it and I've rejected it or deleted it or whatever, or if you sent it like a few days ago and I haven't accepted it, just send it again and I'll accept it. Like I said, I can't log in right now for some reason. Actually, let me have a look, see if I can get in on here, see if it's automatically still signed in. Woohoo, we're in business. We are in business. I'm gonna have to deal with that after. I'll deal with that after. Okay, so I mean, does anyone have any questions before I, wrap the stream up? Hopefully, my goal is to do a stream as often as I can, and they'll be between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. Pacific time, because I read that's probably the best time to do live streams. I mean, the better time is between 12 a.m. and 6 a.m. Pacific time. Apparently, that's when all the big, streamers do it. So it's recommended if you're don't have like the following for the live side, because I don't, to do it at about 11 a.m. or I think it's 12 a.m. to 9 a.m. was it? But basically 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific time is a good time to have a go. So that's the reason I did it today, just before the 11 a.m. mark in America. And yeah, there can be a lot of I agree. I mean, it depends. Like I've never discouraged anyone from sharing their own content. I don't like when if people are in the Discord group and they're posting the same thing on every single channel. Yes, I've been known to post stuff on different Reddit groups to promote content, but they're different Reddit groups. It's not the same one. Like you post it once, fine. But yeah, and don't be an asshole about it. And be nice to people. All right, I'll try and send a request now if I can. Sounds good. Yeah, just send a request. And, I'll accept it. So yeah, I just want to thank everyone for tuning in, and I'll be doing more live streams where we'll be working on Tic-Tac-Toe. We're I don't think we're that far away from getting a version working in Tic-Tac-Toe in C now, and then you know what? I've never really looked into audio in the console, if that's possible. Probably is. I want to, so the text sort of prints out couch at a time. When did you start learning code? I started learning. First time I ever really did code was 2008 when I started college. It's not American college, it's UK college, which is when you're typically 16 years old to 18 years old. And did Visual Basic. That was the first programming language I ever really, really properly tried. I think I did a bit of HTML at home or high school at some point. But first one was Visual Basic 2008 to 2010. I was at college. Then went to uni in 2010. Learned C in the first year. Did HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Don't think no, I did not touch Java in the first year. Some scripting I did in Game Maker, the whatever version of that at the time, and we used UDK. Was not Unreal Engine 4, and definitely obviously not 5. It was UDK, and I think we did a bit of scripting in that as well. And then in second year, we learned C++. We don't think we did. I mean, I'd already done some Java privately. So I'd been learning Objective C since end of 2008, since I got my laptop, my MacBook, a day before my birthday on the 5th of December 2008, and I was learning. I got a book. It's on the shelf somewhere, and I was learning Objective C. That was difficult, and so I was learning that same time. Not the best thing to be pretty much starting off with whilst you're still trying to learn Visual Basic when you're 16 years old or bordering 17 or just becoming 17. But yeah, I've been learning to code since 2008. Still ongoing process. 15 years now. Honestly, if you can start it earlier, like if you're younger, start it. If you have cousins, brothers, sisters, kids, start them earlier. Because I've got a daughter; she's almost 1 year old now, and I've got some couple of kids programming books I've read to her. But when she's like at the age of probably 2, 3, and she's like really playing with toys, and she can have a conversation about stuff. I'm gonna get into coding and get her some toys where you can connect a few things up and get like a robot to follow a path or something. So yeah, I think it's definitely a useful skill to have. And obviously there's a Sonar Systems YouTube channel. There's a lot of great content on there. There's yesterday, I don't know if you guys have seen, I have a podcast called Fire Dev. And Fire Dev is a fireside chat with developers, designers, recruiters, that sort of stuff. And 25 episodes so far. 26th episode will be coming out this Thursday, 5 a.m. GMT every week. So feel free to check that out. And all like Spotify, Google, Apple Podcast links are there as well. So if you want to one of the other platforms, I would prefer to use it on Spotify, if I'm being honest. And yeah, I had Casey Muratori from Handmade Hero on there, so that he's also got a great channel for learning coding. There's the new Boston channel. He hasn't really done stuff. He's done a few new stuff, but his older stuff is the best one stuff. So I recommend his channel. Tutorials Point. Their website's good. W3 Schools in general, but especially for web-based stuff, that is good. Yeah, you can follow some courses on Udemy as well. And I mean, so if anyone has a specific question or they want to learn something, I'll point you in the right direction, because otherwise generically I'm just listing channels. Like if you wanted, if you wanted Swift programming, you're not going to go to Casey Muratori's channel, Handmade Hero, or Molly Rocky is his channel's name, because he doesn't like Apple, so I don't think you're gonna see Swift content on there. But I could recommend another one. I mean, I've got videos, I'll recommend them, but there's other ones as well. So it depends what you're doing. But if you want to learn or see the experience of making a game engine from scratch, and making a game with the whole process, doing a lot of the library work yourself, yeah, I'll recommend Molly Rocket, Casey Muratori. So it depends what you want. So if there's anything in particular that you want, then feel free to just let me know, and I will just obviously direct you, over there. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap up. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next live stream, and the part two will be just continuing with the grid. I think a few episodes and we'll have a basic version of Tic-Tac-Toe in C done. Like I said, I'm gonna add some hopefully sound in there. I'm gonna add ability for the text to appear character by character. Have like with the sound. Have some fun stuff there, and then I don't think it'll be long till we port it to C++. Then once we've got the core version in C working, and we're happy with the logic's there, and the conditions are there to prevent you from putting incorrect data in, the transition to C++, you two have a good week as well, and hopefully you'll come on to the next stream as well, Nick. Love to see you there. And once I've got the C version working, we can port that over to C++. Maybe 1 to 2 episodes. That's what I'm gonna say, and then porting it to SFML. We can do that, and maybe if I really want to, what I might do is once I port it to SFML, go back or use that and port that to SDL as well. Just show the experience of porting from different things, and then create an abstraction layer, and show you the best way of doing it so it's engine agnostic. I might do that, so eventually make it engine agnostic, so that way you're just doing sprite instead of SF sprite. And yeah, I think this is going to be, it's all good plans, it's good stuff. We'll slowly work on it and we'll go from there, and we'll do some more games after that. So thanks for watching.